Hello and welcome to Is It Worth It, where I take a look at action figures to see if they are worth the price they are given. And today we'll be taking a special look at Revoltech's amazing Yamaguchi Winter Soldier, bonus version. Now with introductions out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure himself. Starting things off, I really think the proportions on it are much better than most Revoltechs, where he actually looks like he can have his neck stay up vertical instead of being hunched over. Really for the sculpt, the only thing I don't really like the appearance of is the hair. Having that little hinge, I understand it's for the articulation, but it definitely can be an eyesore. However, in the articulation department, this figure is amazing. No pun intended, I swear I'm not doing that. But really by far, on any Winter Soldier on the market, this is definitely the most posable. One particular area I think Revoltech is really good at is the ab crunches. On all of their figures, I've never had them pop off, but they always go down really far for my liking. Now for the head's movement, it gets a lot of range, having it tilt left and right a lot, but the hair sometimes get a little bit wonky in between where you can see the skin. And also not having the mask fully cover the chin does look odd a bit, and again, that hair piece. The arms are good as usual like on most Revoltechs, having only one joint and then using the forearm as a ball joint. I did test to see if the articulation might be a little bit different since the arms are also different, but they are practically the same. And I really do appreciate and like the look of this metallic arm. I think they did choose a very good color, but I do wish that they made it so the ball joint was the same. The wrist joints are also fine with motion, but I do feel like you have to push it in all the way if you don't want it to look as opened, and they do appear to be pretty small. Also should count this since it technically is an articulation spot, but his belt actually has a joint, so instead of just having to be flopping around, it has one on the back, which I don't know if I fully like, but I don't hate it either. One thing your eyes probably also caught was all these holes over his body, especially on the back, but that's to plug in extra accessories. Now when it comes to the legs, just like I said earlier, I really think that Revoltech is getting better of making it so you can have better looking vanilla poses, since Revoltechs are known for their dynamic ones. But even then they can still look a little bit weird if you don't do them right. To be completely honest, most Revoltechs can actually look pretty fine as long as you know how to pose them, so to be honest, it's mostly a user error problem, if you will. But for the articulation itself, the ankle pivots are just fine, along with the legs actually not popping off like most Revoltechs are notorious for. So for the articulation portion of this video, I think this figure nails it. Now it's time to dive in and take a look at the accessories this guy actually comes with. Real quick though, here's a better look at the instructions, so go ahead and pause that now if you need a look. Now finally taking a look at the accessories, you can see he actually really doesn't come with much compared to other Revoltechs, only having a few things. Starting things off, he has these 4 extra swappable faceplates along with 1 mask. Which one thing that's nice with this design choice is it makes it so you can have any of the faceplates without the mask, but if you do want it, you can just put it on any of them, not needing a whole extra pair of masks just to have him looking in different directions. When it comes to the faceplates though and swapping them out, they have this little peg on top, almost making them look kind of a bit like a Lego figure. Now to apply this face, it's actually pretty easy compared to other Revoltechs. You either just pull the bottom forward or pull it down and it will pop right out. Not enough to be annoying to have it falling out constantly, but enough to make it easier for users. When you put it back in though, make sure you pop it in all the way or else you're going to give him a bigger forehead. Now taking a look at the extra hands he has. Besides the normal ones he comes with, he has these open reaching out ones, along with these trigger holding ones, even though he does not come with any guns. Instead he comes with these little knife pouches, ones that have it look like the knife is actually still in it and they can plug into any of those holes we were talking about earlier. And of course with every release having a Revoltech stand. You either love these or hate them. They're definitely good when it comes to the actual Revoltech figures, but when it comes to using them for other brands, I don't think I like them too much. The little hands on them seem to pop off pretty easily. One thing you'll also definitely want to do before using the stand is make sure you have a little screwdriver so you can tighten all the joints so it's not just going all loose on you and then having to ruin any display you were going for. Now make sure when you're putting the peg in the figure, don't just put it in any of the holes because it won't fit in some of them. Only the one lowered to the back and on the very back itself. And last but not least, the bonus accessory. If you wanted to get this, you had to have pre-ordered it off of the websites like the official one of Kyoto or Hobby Ginky since it was a Japan exclusive. But it's kind of weird because it's technically coming with all these other accessories, but they're all just for the shield. So is it a bonus accessories? I'll let you choose. Now for the straps, they actually just plug into the holes on the sides of the fists, which you probably have noticed those and wondered what they were for if you didn't get the bonus version, but yeah, that's what they're for. And then you gotta line them up with the holes that match inside of the shield itself. They do seem pretty loose when you first put them on, but once they're actually plugged in tight, they stay tight. Now probably the most overlooked little piece of the bonuses is this one right here, but it's actually really useful, not only being able to use it for the shield, but if you have some extra guns, you can actually make them stay on his back, which is really cool. And rounding up the exact last piece being the see-through one that helps him hold the shield, which there's also a hole on the metal arm with the open hand. And that is practically it for the accessories he comes with, which does leave us with one big question. Why doesn't he come with any guns? I mean, it's not like Revoltech hasn't made any figures with guns, especially with recently having a Marvel licensed figure use guns. But then again, the Winter Soldier from Mafex also didn't come with it. But luckily, the Winter Soldier can hold the guns for the Agent Venom weapons. But still does seem strange, especially when you have a trigger finger with the hands for the knives. But lastly, here's some good looks at some size comparison. Here he is next to the Mafex Winter Soldier and the Mafex Stealth Suit Captain America. Here's also a size comparison of some Marvel Legends, being a Spider-Man figure and a Captain America. And lastly, here's some SHFs, being the Winter Soldier from Infinity War and Captain America from Civil War. But lastly, the most important thing, the pricing on this guy. Now, if you got him with the bonus, that would run you up $20 extra, but if you got him without it, he only runs for around $70, which with this much quality of an action figure with articulation and with the items you do get, that's not a bad deal, especially getting the most posable Winter Soldier out there. So, in my opinion, I do think that this figure is worth it. But let me know if you disagree in the comments below, and if you do like this content, make sure to consider subscribing and liking the video. It helps out a lot, I do appreciate it. That is all, and have a good day.